But now to The Crucible. Aha, you are saying at last, a film about snooker with Daniel Day-Lewis as no doubt the sexy and ultra-charismatic Stephen Hendry. Not so, Day-Lewis does indeed co-star with Winona Ryder, but this is a film version of Arthur Miller's play about the 17th century witch hunts in Salem, Massachusetts. Nicholas Heitner directed, and Tom Brooke met him and Day-Lewis in New York.
Order! Now.
Ruth Putnam has informed me that there is a black man whispering in your ear at this very instant.
The Crucible hauntingly conveys the growing hysteria that enveloped Salem during the witch trials of 1692. The screenplay is an adaptation by Arthur Miller of his original 1953 stage play, which was widely seen as a politically charged metaphor for the anti-communist witch hunts of the time. For Nicholas Heitner, The Crucible is the first film he's made since The Madness of King George.
After The Madness of King George came out, I was sent a whole pile of stuff, most of it just unbelievable crap. And then one day, this thing arrived saying, The Crucible, screenplay by Arthur Miller. So things were looking up immediately. And I wish I could say that immediately I felt there was some political mission that I had to seize and fulfill. But actually what happened was my palms sweated and my heart beat faster, and I'd forgotten how thrilling it was, how exciting it was.
We never touched.
Hi.
The hell that breaks loose in Salem is initiated when young Abigail Williams is spurned by John Proctor, with whom she's had an affair. With a bevy of other young girls under her command, Abigail wreaks havoc by charging that satanic forces are at work among the citizens of Salem. A key aspect of the story is the inner struggle of guilt-ridden John Proctor, who's been unfaithful to his wife.
The idea of losing his name within the eyes of the society, which after all is the world that he knows and which he lives in, that's a fearful thing to him. But finally, I think he understands only too well that his name belongs to him. It's his struggle with himself is the important thing, the resolution within himself. And finally, the possibility of some sort of forgiveness.
Tell me, how did you actually go about preparing for this role? Because I've read that in the past you really do quite extensive work to actually identify with the people that you are playing.
I felt as if Arthur Miller had really done most of that work for me. It was so startlingly clear to me, not just the nature of the man that we discover when we first see him, but the trajectory of his experience throughout the film, play, whatever, seemed very clear. So I think I just put that to one side and let it take care of itself.
You drank a charm to kill John Proctor's wife. No, Abby. You drank a charm to kill Goody Proctor.
It's hard to feel much sympathy for the cunning Abigail, who sets off the wave of finger-pointing that tears the community apart and sends many to the gallows.
She was very, very complex and challenging and horrifying. I wanted to understand where she was coming from, which was actually not that difficult. She is a woman, not a woman, a girl, a young girl, who is basically told by the man that she loves and she's been having this affair with that, we never touched, don't speak to me, given a terrible reputation, kicked out of the house. She's very, very devastated and hurt and very confused at the beginning of the movie.
The Crucible has added authenticity because it was shot on an uninhabited island close to where the actual Salem witch trials took place. The film's realism is also aided by a strong cast that includes Joan Allen as John Proctor's wife. Initially, she comes off as a cold, judgmental woman who later emerges as noble in spirit.
We discussed it quite a bit about how to make her three-dimensional, how to let the audience know that she is human, she is flawed, she did contribute to the difficulties in their marriage, and so that was the line that we were trying to walk.
Did it help to actually shoot the film close to where the real-life Salem witch hunts actually took place?
Yes, it did. It just psychologically knowing that the people really trod that ground where we were was, I think, gave us a really nice edge.
A person is either with this court or against it.
One of the most powerful performances comes from Paul Schofield.
This is a new time, a precise time.
He portrays the Puritan prosecutor Danforth, who's come to systematically rid Salem of satanic forces. If the original play was an allegorical representation of America's anti-communist witch hunts of the 1950s, then Nick Heitner certainly doesn't think his contemporary reworking of the Crucible any less relevant.
Witchcraft just keeps re-identifying itself, whether it's communist or Jew or homosexual or illegal immigrant. Whenever the finger points and the face is contorted with hatred, Salem 1692 acts as the paradigm.
The Crucible is a Hollywood film that retains its integrity. There is no tacked-on happy ending, but it is uplifting. It celebrates the individual who refuses to lie or give in to irrationality in the face of mass hysteria.
Well, the Crucible opens on February the 28th and might well feature in next week's Oscar nominations.